Hi, this is Paul Kreutz, and welcome to Halloween DIY and How-To. In this edition, I'll show you how to build these ghostly moving portraits that slowly rotate back and forth, as if possessed. When used in the background of your Halloween display or haunt, their subtle animation will help to create an eerie and haunting atmosphere. How is it done? Well, I'm going to show you how, so let's get started. Before listing the needed items to build this prop, this is a companion video to the Overhead Animator and requires one fully completed animator. So please refer to that video since it covers both building instructions and essential do's and don'ts when using it. I will include its link in the description and at the end of this video. Since the Overhead Animator does most of the work, you will just need a few more items. The two most obvious items that you will need are framed portraits, like these spooky morphing ones, and a prop wall to hang them on. Now the challenge for this prop is how to firmly attach the frames to your prop wall while still allowing them to rotate and move. The solution is to create large two-piece snaps to attach the frames onto the prop wall. Each one is made of a metal hole plug and a roller. Plus, you can create them in 3 different sizes to accommodate the different sizes and weights of your framed portraits. Here is a demonstration of how this snap system works using 2 pieces of clear plexiglass so that you can more easily see. The hole plugs are attached to the frames while the rollers are attached to the prop wall. Position the flanges of the hole plug over the wheel, and with a bit of pressure, the flanges snap around the rounded edges of the roller, but still allows the frame to pivot and swing freely. To remove it, carefully and slowly pull the frame away from the wall, like this. The same is true when using the bearing roller for larger or heavier frames. You can find the chrome metal hole plugs in the hard-to-find drawers at most hardware stores. For smaller frames, you will need a 3/4 inch hole plug. For medium-sized frames, a 7/8 inch hole plug. And for larger, heavier frames, a 1 1/4 inch hole plug. The rollers needed for small and medium-sized frames are these round edge tub enclosure rollers. Be sure to purchase the round edge roller, not the flat edge roller. Those will not work. For smaller frames, use 3/4 inch rollers. For medium frames, use 7/8 inch rollers. And for larger, heavier frames, use a 1 1/8 inch radial bearing with a 3/8 inch central bore. Those can also be found in the hard-to-find section of your hardware store. The few remaining items that you will need for each frame are a 1 to 1.5 inch long small wood screw. Its diameter should fit through the center of the tub enclosure roller while still allowing the roller to rotate and spin freely. If you are using the larger radial bearing as your roller, you will need a nylon spacer or a short piece of tubing placed into the central bore to decrease its diameter. A couple of small washers may come in handy, some heavy-duty double-sided mounting tape, one very small screw eye or wood screw. If your frame is hollow in the back, like this plastic one, you will need some wood lath or paint stir sticks, some thin, stout cardboard, glue, several S-hooks and mini clips, several 2-ounce flat fishing weights, each with a loop, a black permanent magic marker, and some fishing line, either clear or dark in color. To start, if your portraits are not framed, place them into an appropriately sized lightweight wood or plastic frame. If the frame or frames that you are using are hollow in the back, like this one, you will need to fill in the back with appropriately sized flat stock, such as wood lath or even 1 or 5-gallon paint stir sticks. Square cut their ends to the appropriate length that you will need to your frame, butting one up against the other, like this. There is no need to miter cut the ends. Cut two 4-inch to 5-inch squares of the flat, stout cardboard diagonally in half, giving you 4 triangles. Glue one of these triangles at each of the 4 joints of the wood pieces, joining them together. Using a staple gun will allow you to move forward without having to wait for the glue to dry. Then, place a small triangular piece of the double-sided mounting tape to the underside of the exposed cardboard of each triangle, or onto the corresponding location on the back of the portrait. Firmly press this wood framework into the back of the hollow frame, allowing the mounting tape to fuse the two together. You now have wood backing firmly attached and flush to the back of your plastic frame and can move to the next step. Prep the chrome hole plug by bending its flanges very slightly outward with the needle nose pliers. Not too much. They should still snap securely around the nylon roller. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the before and after. The change is slight but important. Attach an appropriate sized hole plug with its flanges facing out to the back, top, center of the portrait's frame. To do this, use a piece of the extra strength double-sided mounting tape placed on the back of each hole plug. Apply it to the back of the frame, pressing it firmly into place, ensuring a strong bond between the two. Next, screw a small screw or screw eye to the back, right, or left lower outside corner of the frame. This is where you will tie the fishing line to, so which side of the frame depends on your overhead animator's location in relation to your prop wall. Here's a quick tip. If you want one or more of your portraits not to hang straight but slightly askew, use the double-sided tape to adhere a flat fishing weight to the same bottom corner that you have attached the fishing line to. This way, if you wanted to, your frame will always hang crooked. At this point, we need to position the overhead animator and the prop wall. Obviously, the animator needs to be overhead and either to the right or left of the wall, depending on which way you want your portraits to move. Since fishing line will run from the animator to each of your framed portraits, the animator needs to pull the fishing line parallel to the wall, not behind it or in front of it, but up and away from the prop wall and on the same plane. You are now ready to attach the frames to the wall by screwing the rollers to it. But first, there are 2 things to consider when hanging more than one portrait. First, position the framed portraits so that the frames will not interfere with the fishing line from another frame. And secondly, make sure that there is room for the frames to move without hitting each other. Once you have worked this out, keep in mind that the connection point between the frame and the wall is at the top center of each frame. Use painter's tape to mark where each roller needs to go. Then fasten the roller to your prop wall using the small wood screw. When screwing it into the prop wall, do not over-tighten. The roller needs to spin and rotate freely. Then snap the frames onto each roller and double-check that they are able to move and rotate freely. Once your prop wall and overhead animator are in place, position the animator's rotating arm and its corresponding station loop the furthest away from the portrait that you are connecting it to. Connect the fishing line to that station loop, and then through any pulley that you may be using to position the fishing line, and then down at an angle to the portrait's small screw eye. Tie off the fishing line to the screw eye at the portrait's ultimate rotating angle that you desire. Repeat this process for each portrait, using a different station loop for each one. This will create slightly staggered animation. And in order to keep tension on the overhead animator station loops, even those connected to frames with fishing line, you must hang a fishing weight on each of the station loops. All that is left to do is to help hide the fishing line and the screw eye by running a black permanent magic marker over them. Your ghostly moving portraits are now ready to add that special layer of spookiness to your haunt. Please have a safe, fun, and family-friendly Halloween. Thanks for watching.